Hey all, welcome to ShareTrek. This is Raj here. Friends, we always think of genomic industry as a high-tech industry, and the thought of fraud does not enter our minds. After all, how can such highly educated people commit fraud when human lives are involved? And even before genomics companies came into play, we had pharmaceutical companies, and they were also researching on drugs. And the system is well established and it's well reputed and it's been around for quite a while. So there's a little bit of change in that perceptions, and that's what I'm going to talk about today. I have a story to tell to you, so let's get started. Welcome back, friends. We have news that two Florida-based CRO study coordinators pled guilty to falsifying clinical trial data. The DOJ said that on Wednesday, and these two have been sentenced to more than 2 years in prison each. The story goes on further. We know that DOJ is Department of Justice, but what the heck is CRO? So let me explain. In life sciences, a CRO is an outsourced company that acts on behalf of the sponsor and is in charge of the managing, monitoring, and correct development of the clinical study, as you can see in the diagram that I have displayed. A contract research organization acts as a bridge between the sponsor, the one who contracts the services, which is typically a pharma company, and the rest of the actors involved in the clinical trial. Federal judge Donald Graham sentenced Annalay Rico, lead study coordinator of TELUS Clinical Research. You can see the spelling of the company up here. He sentenced Annalay Rico to 40 months in prison, and Dalen Diaz, assistant study coordinator and research assistant at TELUS, to 24 months in prison. In addition, he imposed a $2.1 million fine related to their conspiracy to commit fraud. The sad or shocking part is that TELUS has worked with high-profile pharma sponsors in the past, companies such as Pfizer, Gilead, Takeda, and a few more. Initially, TELUS came under scrutiny for 4 trials, 2 of them related to opioid dependency, another 2 of them related to irritable bowel syndrome, and 1 for diabetes. As per indictment filed in early 2021, Diaz and Rico entered false information in the case histories of ineligible subjects to make it appear as if the subjects were eligible for a trial. Or they recruited patients into trials who were not eligible and obtained personally identified information from third parties to enroll patients without their knowledge or consent. 3 others affiliated with TELUS have previously pled guilty and are currently in prison after the scheme was uncovered, while Edward Nuaro, who is a nurse practitioner, was sentenced last year to 46 months in prison. At the same time, Nayade Varuna, another assistant study coordinator, was sentenced to 30 months in prison. Both Navarro and Varuna have pleaded guilty to falsifying data in medical records from 2 clinical trials run by TELUS, which were intended to evaluate a drug for irritable bowel syndrome. We do not have the name of the client, and it doesn't matter as much about who the client is because it's a breach of trust that has happened out here. Another employee of TELUS, Daniel Tajeda, project manager for the study, was also sentenced earlier this year for his role in the falsification scheme. 3 more TELUS senior employees, Julio Lopez, primary study investigator, Martin Valdez, and TELUS owner, Fidalgis Font, have been charged, and their trial is scheduled for next January. According to their indictment, from at least February 2014 through at least to July 2016, they fabricated clinical trial data for profit. The indictment also says that they knowingly enrolled subjects in clinical trials when those subjects failed to meet eligibility criterion, falsified subject laboratory results, falsified subject medical records, and falsely represented the subjects were taking the drugs being studied when in fact they were not. This is all as per DOJ. Valdez and Font were additionally charged with money laundering. Further, Valdez was charged with making a false statement to FDA. Both pled guilty to conspiracy to commit mail and wire fraud, a charge that has a maximum penalty of around 20 years in prison. Well, friends, the reason I decided to make this video is to alert us to the fact that when we invest in genomic companies, unknowingly they could fall prey to any unscrupulous third parties like CROs. We may not have visibility to those things, but will be taking unknown risk while investing. What can you do with this information? Perhaps nothing. But unconsciously, when you weigh the risks while evaluating genomic companies and pharmaceutical companies, you will become a bit more conservative in your valuation. That's all for now, friends. If you like this video, please press a like out there. It helps the channel. Please press the like button, and also please subscribe and help me grow this channel. Thanks and have a great day. Bye for now.